Hi, Willard Wizards. This is Epic and Mae Jemison. I'm hoping that you're having fun at home. I wanted to show you how, if you have been following along with some of the optional material about Sally Ride and Mae Jemison, how there are a couple of different books that you could read while you're on Epic. So you can see if you type in Mae's name here, there are 4 different titles and 1 video available. We have Rebel Girls Explore. We have a trailblazing one with Mae Jemison. We have this STEM one, the third one with astronaut Mae Jemison. The fourth one is a title that we actually have in our library back at school, and we have this video at the bottom. I'm going to have us open one of these books to begin with and start reading through what's going on in our first book. So, because we have the one book in our library, I wanted to share a different book with you, Rebel Girls Explore. And you'll see that there are a lot of different things in this Rebel Girls Explore book. The table of contents shows us the 20 different women, and we're going to go to Mae C. Jemison on page 15, where we can read about our astronaut. There's also activities, a quiz, interview with authors, things like that. Mae C. Jemison, astronaut and doctor. Once upon a time, there was a curious girl named Mae who could not make up her mind about what she wanted to be when she grew up. Sewing dresses for her Barbie dolls, she wanted to be a fashion designer. Reading a book about space travel, she wanted to be an astronaut. Fixing a broken toy, she thought maybe an engineer would be better. Going to the theater, she exclaimed, "Maybe I'll become a dancer." The world was Mae's laboratory, and she had plenty of experiments she wanted to try. She studied chemical engineering, African American studies, and medicine. She learned to speak Russian, Swahili, and Japanese. She became a doctor and volunteered in Cambodia and Sierra Leone. Then she applied to NASA to become an astronaut. Mae was selected, and after 1 year of training, she was sent into space on board the space shuttle. She carried out tests on the other members of the crew. Since she was not only an astronaut but also a doctor, her mission was to conduct experiments on things like weightlessness and motion sickness, which can be quite a problem when you're floating upside down in outer space. When Mae came back to Earth, she realized that while she had enjoyed space very much, her true passion was improving health in Africa. So she quit NASA and founded a company that uses satellites to do just that. Mae Jemison was the first African American woman in space. There's other books that you can look at here about Mae, like this last one here about Mae Jemison. This is Zoom In on Pioneering Explorers. And here's our introduction. Mae Jemison is a scientist. She was also an astronaut. She was the first African American in space. She was born on October 17th, 1956. She loved science. She saw astronauts on TV. It made her want to go to space. That was her early life. Leader, Mae studied to become a scientist. She read books about space. She also did experiments. Leader, Mae studied to become a scientist. Sometimes women scientists were treated unfairly, but Jemison worked hard to be successful. Later, she became a doctor. It's true, sometimes women were not encouraged to be doctors back a few years ago. In 1992, she went into space. She was there for 8 days. She did experiments about gravity. Legacy. Jemison uses her fame to help people. She started her own company. She also started a science camp. She works to help kids follow their dreams. Now that we've finished this zoom in on pioneering explorers, there's several other zoom in on pioneering explorers that you could read or you could continue to study about different women this Women's History Month, like Sarah Seeger, Rachel Carson. You could go through and just look for women's history books to read. Or you can look through and just find any books that you want here on Epic. Thanks, and I hope you're having a wonderful time at home with your family.